Deep in the Pacific Ocean, thousands of miles away from any major continent, lies a tiny, beautiful island called Palmyra Atoll. On paper, it looks like a perfect tropical paradise. It has untouched white sand beaches, clear blue water, and thick green forests. But for over 200 years, sailors, explorers, and modern travelers have warned that this island is cursed. People who set foot here speak of a heavy, terrifying feeling of dread. Navigation instruments fail, calm weather turns into violent storms within minutes, and the local wildlife acts in incredibly aggressive ways. This isn't just a scary campfire story. The history of Palmyra is filled with real, documented shipwrecks, unexplained disappearances, and a brutal double murder that shocked the world. Today, we're going to look past the beautiful views and examine the dark, unedited history of the island of no return. The dark history of the island began in 1798. An American captain named Edmund Fanning was sailing his ship, the Betsy, through these uncharted waters. One night, while the captain was sleeping, he woke up 3 times with a sudden, overwhelming feeling of terror. He didn't know why, but the feeling was so strong that he ordered his crew to stop the ship and drop anchor immediately. When the sun came up the next morning, the crew was horrified. Just a few hundred yards ahead of them were the razor-sharp coral reefs of Palmyra Atoll. If the captain hadn't stopped the ship because of his strange nightmare, the entire crew would have died. A few years later, in 1802, another ship wasn't so lucky. The Esperanza crashed directly into the reefs. The survivors managed to reach the shore, but most of them died on the island, and the few who escaped warned that something on Palmyra wanted them dead. In the years that followed, the island kept claiming victims. During the 1870s, a Spanish ship carrying valuable cargo crashed near the atoll. The survivors supposedly buried their treasure on the island, but none of them lived long enough to enjoy it. Some died from starvation, while others turned on each other in fits of madness. But the strangest event happened in 1911. A completely intact ship was found floating near the island. When search teams boarded the vessel, they found a chilling scene. All the food, water, and lifeboats were still on board, and there were no signs of a fight or a storm. But the entire crew was gone. It was as if they had simply vanished into the ocean, leaving everything behind. Sailors began to believe that Palmyra had a strange pull, a dark energy that drove people to end their own lives or run directly into the sea. During World War II, the United States military realized the strategic importance of Palmyra and built a small naval air station on the island. Hundreds of soldiers were stationed there, but the island's dark reputation only grew. Pilots reported that as soon as they flew over Palmyra, their compasses would spin wildly, and their radio signals would cut out completely. Multiple planes crashed into the ocean for no technical reason. But it wasn't just the machinery that failed, it was the men. Soldiers stationed on the island suffered from extreme depression and sudden, violent rage. Fights broke out over nothing, and some soldiers even ended their own lives. One pilot who survived a crash on the island later wrote that Palmyra felt alive and that it hated the presence of human beings. The most famous and terrifying story of Palmyra happened in the summer of 1974. A wealthy couple from San Diego, Malcolm and Eleanor Graham, decided to escape their busy lives. They packed their beautiful yacht, the Sea Wind, with enough supplies to live on Palmyra for 2 years. They wanted a peaceful paradise, but when they arrived, they realized they weren't alone. An unstable man named Buck Walker and his girlfriend, Stephanie Stearns, had also sailed to the island on a leaky, handmade boat. They had almost no food and were desperate. The Grahams felt uneasy, but they tried to remain friendly. Then, in late August, all communication from the Grahams suddenly stopped. Their family back home grew worried, but because the island was so remote, there was no way to get immediate help. A few months later, Buck Walker and Stephanie Stearns sailed into Hawaii. But they weren't on their leaky boat. They were steering the Grahams' beautiful yacht, the Sea Wind. They had repainted the boat and renamed it, but friends of the Grahams recognized it instantly. The couple was arrested for yacht theft, but without any bodies, the police couldn't prove murder. Buck claimed the Grahams had gone for a walk on the island and never returned, so he simply took their boat. The mystery remained unsolved until 6 years later in 1980. Another traveler exploring the beaches of Palmyra found a rusted metal box that had washed up on the shore. Inside the box were the charred, skeletal remains of Eleanor Graham. Forensic tests showed she had been beaten, burned with a torch, and stuffed into the box to hide the evidence. The island had finally revealed the brutal crime. But even after the murder was solved, scientists and travelers still couldn't explain the strange natural anomalies of Palmyra. Oceanographers noticed that the waters surrounding the atoll are home to an unnaturally high concentration of aggressive sharks. Unlike other tropical islands, the sharks here routinely swim right up to the shallow beaches and attack boats. The weather is also incredibly unstable. The island receives over 170 inches of rain every year, turning the soil into a wet, muddy swamp. There are no natural land mammals, and the plants seem to rot much faster than they do in other tropical regions. Many scientists believe that the island's extreme isolation and unique currents create a highly stressful environment. But for those who believe in the curse, it's proof that Palmyra is naturally toxic to life. Today, Palmyra Atoll is a strictly protected nature reserve managed by the U.S. government. It is completely uninhabited. No tourists are allowed to visit without special, hard-to-get government permits. While the official reason is to protect the delicate coral reef ecosystem, many believe it is for the best. For over 2 centuries, this island has warned humanity to stay away. It is a place of extreme beauty, but also of extreme danger, a tropical paradise that refuses to be tamed. The files are closed, the mysteries remain, but the cursed island still sits alone in the dark Pacific. Thank you for watching this full documentary. If you love natural mysteries and raw, real history, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment with the word island below to show you made it to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.